Good morning, Rebels. So, I hope everyone is doing well at home. My plan for you is each day to come to you for a couple of minutes and share with you what I had planned for us. And if you at home have access to the internet and you want to participate and you want to continue to do some of the things that I had originally planned, that's something that I'm going to be able to walk you through right here from home. As long as you have internet access, you'll be able to do a lot of the things that I was planning to do for Unit 4. So yesterday I sent out some information through Remind about what the name of Unit 4 was and what our two main goals are. Our two main goals for Unit 4 are to do our Learning Fair project, which begins with our research paper and ends on June 4th with the Learning Fair. The other big thing that we're going to be doing is the literature circles, which is using the novel Chomp. So today I want to take a few minutes and talk you through a couple of the things at the start of Unit 4. To begin understanding our ultimate goal in Unit 4, one of the things I want to do is go back and look at our classroom webpage. Now, this was from Thursday, March 26th. And what I like to do is I like to begin by introducing you guys to some of the environmental issues that are currently affecting our planet. So these are days where I share with you guys lots of videos. I begin by showing you videos of previous years Learning Fair. These are from 2017, 2018, and 2019. And then we jump into these videos here, which introduce you into some of those issues that are facing the planet right now. This is a great video to get you guys started. And in below here, I have a list of all of the different environmental issues that are just touched upon in this video alone. Things like deforestation, clean water, animal preservation, animal extinction, climate change, protecting the rainforests, the ocean life, stopping the glaciers from melting. These are all things that are hinted on in this video. Now, one of the big things that you have to do as a researcher is you have to try to uncover the truth. Several years ago, SeaWorld came under a lot of scrutiny, and lots of news came out about the shocking truth about what was happening at SeaWorld. In response, SeaWorld came out with several commercials and advertisements to promote their parks. And these two videos, when you pair them together, you have two opposing viewpoints or two opposing stories about what is actually happening at a place like SeaWorld. And your big job as a researcher is to discover what is the truth. That is the ultimate challenge that faces you, because you guys will find information on both sides of whatever issue it is that you end up picking, and you will have to determine what is the truth, what has got facts behind it to support it. Additionally, the videos I have for you guys show things like pollution and this Great Pacific Garbage Patch. We have the causes and the effects of air pollution. Our favorite Bill Nye comes in with a great video about climate change. All of these videos are intended to introduce you guys into what the issues are that are facing the globe right now. If you go to Friday, I included more videos on Friday. There's lots of videos for you to watch. Each one is pretty short, but here's one on the 10 major current environmental issues. Here's something to introduce you to guys to this thing called fracking. A lot of you might not know what that is, but it's a way to get natural gas out of the earth. Here's another video by Bill Nye about what if all the ice melts. Renewable energy. And did you guys know that right now people and science and governments around the world are trying to control the weather? Here's a great video on controlling the weather. I wonder if we should or should not be doing that right now. If you're interested in looking at the industrial food system and where our meat and where our food comes from, and looking at how the planet addresses how we feed 8 billion people that are living currently on the planet, this is a great video right here. Videos address things that are happening in our oceans, and here's another video about some things that kids are doing and how kids are taking action around the world. And that's really what I'm challenging you to do with our Learning Fair project, is to look at what you can do in your own community. Now, to get started, Monday's lesson was all about primary and secondary sources. If you had an opportunity to look at yesterday's blog post, you'll see the notes here all about primary sources and what those are, and secondary sources and what secondary sources are. And in your research, we're going to be looking to get some primary and some secondary sources. So today's goal is all about getting prepared in picking our topics and looking at the timeline that we're going to use in order to get ready for the Learning Fair in June. And it's a 2-month-long process, and it starts by us understanding what the issues are. Here is my quick list in my notebook, and this is a list of all of the different topics that you could use for research. Now, there may be other topics that are not on this list, but here are some of them. And if you look at my list, some of these things include the global warming or the climate crisis, the greenhouse effect, the melting polar ice caps and the rising sea levels, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, deforestation and animal preservation, hydrofracking, the burning of fossil fuels, mining coal and pollution, alternative energy, like solar and wind and hydro. Nuclear energy and nuclear waste are on the list. Plastic is a big one, and plastic disposal, and topics like overpopulation. Now, this timeline is a timeline that shows you how we would begin our project and how we would start with research, basically on April 1st. I'll post another video tomorrow taking you guys through those databases, reminding you how to get those articles. But from finding articles to reading articles to drafting our paper to editing and then ultimately into our project, which would lead us up to the Learning Fair. Now, before we can get ready for the Learning Fair, we have to be able to write our research essay, because everything that we do for the Learning Fair is based off of what we learned and what we write in our research essay. You guys are getting used to seeing these kinds of checklists and outlines from me, and this paper is no different. So with this paper, we'd be looking at writing about a 6-paragraph essay, with paragraph 1 being our intro paragraph. Paragraph number 2, this is the paragraph where you would present the problem regarding your environmental issue, whatever it is. If it's burning coal, what's the problem with burning coal? If it's plastic and plastic pollution, what's the problem with plastic? If it's something like solar energy, what is the problem with the way that we're currently meeting our energy needs? And what is it that solar can give that we are not currently getting? Those are just some examples. Now, the third paragraph, depending on what your topic is, you would either do the causes or you would do the pros. For example, if you were doing the melting polar ice caps, you would want to focus on what is causing the polar ice caps to melt. Now, if you were doing something like solar energy, you would focus on, well, what are the pros or what are the benefits of using solar energy? Paragraph number 4, this is where we get into the effects. Using the example of the melting polar ice caps, you would focus on writing a paragraph all about what the effects are on the planet if the polar ice caps melt. If you're focusing on something like solar energy, you would focus on what are the cons. So some topics, depending on what you pick, will be a cause and effect, while other topics, you're going to want to focus on the pros and the cons. Now, regardless of which one of those you pick, ultimately, paragraph 5, you're going to need to focus on the solutions. What are the solutions? And the last paragraph is ultimately going to be your conclusions, where you do the reflect, the connect, and the recommend. Okay, this should look pretty familiar. I will post a picture of this on Remind right after the video. So the next step in the process is, once you become familiar with all of the issues, it's time for us to pick a topic. Once we have our topic picked, we want to be able to develop a research question. You know, using melting polar ice caps as an example. A research question might simply be, what can humans do to prevent the melting polar ice caps? Or what can humans do to stop the polar ice caps from melting? If you're doing a topic like solar energy, a research question could be, what are the benefits of solar energy? Or can solar energy have a positive impact on the planet? You want to think about your research question as your guiding question, which will take you through the entire research. What we're trying to look at is really, what is the problem? What is causing this problem to happen? What is the effects on the planet? What are the solutions? And then ultimately, what conclusions can we make based off of our research? If you've watched some of those videos that I posted on to our classroom blog, and you feel like you're ready to pick a topic, what I would want you to do is I want you to get onto KidBlog, and I want you to put a post out about what you want your topic to be. If you are ready to, try to write a research question. And what I will do is I'll be going on KidBlog and I'll be responding to you. If I think you have a good topic, I'll say, go ahead, that sounds like a great topic. If you need help writing a research question, I will help you write a research question. If you've written one and I think that we need to work on it, we need to edit it or revise it, I'll work on that with you as well. Once you have that, I'll come to you guys tomorrow and we'll review how we look at the databases, how we use the databases, and how we find academic articles, academic resources that we can use to start answering that question. In the meantime, I hope all of you guys are still staying well, trying to get outside when the sun is out. I'll come back to you tomorrow with further instructions. I will also post pictures of anything that I think is important for you guys to have. I know you don't have these resources at home, but you could use them as templates. You can make your own. You could just do this on loose leaf paper in your notebooks. You don't have to have the graphic organizers. It'll work even without them. So until tomorrow, guys, have a good one. I'll see you then. Bye.